So I've prepped up a couple of questions for this half-hour session.
You go right ahead. Anything you want to know.
As always, we can talk as many different things as we like. When did you first get into voice acting? Like, let's go back to the beginning.
Yes, I I moved to Los Angeles in 1978, and I had done some local radio commercials and odds and ends when I was back in Michigan. But the first cartoons I did out here were in the mid 80s, and the first ones I did were G.I. Joe and Transformers. And that's kind of when I started doing animation. Before that, I did TV and movies and a lot of commercials, but that's when I started doing cartoons.
Those are great shows and great choices. I've only seen bits of the G.I. Joe animated series, but I mostly saw the live action ones, Rise of Cobra and the recent Snake Eyes from a few years ago.
Yes, those were both pretty big hits. I don't think I was involved in those. I might have been
I know,
involved in the G.I. Joe movie, but I don't. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I started.
but I mostly enjoyed the Transformers movies.
Me too. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
Peter Cullen, he nails it as always as Optimus Prime.
Always. Peter and Frank Welker and Dan Gilvezan and Berger. They're all really, really good.
And what did you think of the last movie, Rise of the Beasts? That was Peter's recent Optimus Prime
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I watched it on a plane a while back, and I thought it was great. I like them all. I like anything where I can hear Peter because he's so good.
Yeah, and the live action movies, those were the movies that I was mostly interested in. I have a
Hmm.
friend of mine who grew up at school with me, and he loves the first movie in 2007.
Oh man, lots of people do. Those movies are absolutely fantastic.
I think Michael Bay, in the director's chair for the first five, My Hand Not Yours, he's great at blowing stuff up, like big
Yeah, he
explosions.
sure is. Yeah, he's really good at blowing stuff up, and he spends a lot of other people's money, but good for him, man. He gets a lot of people in the seats too.
Yeah, he did the live action Ninja Turtles movies as well, the ones with Megan Fox and Will Arnett.
That's right.
Have you seen those live action movies from 2014?
I have. Gosh, that was a long time, 10 years ago. Yeah, I did see those. And I'm sure that that franchise will keep going for a long time.
Yeah, and and right now we're at the era where Seth Rogen brought the Ninja Turtles to life with last summer's movie Mutant Mayhem. It was
Yes,
it was awesome.
I know.
It's like
I'm,
he
I'm-
made his own version of Into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, boy, my son loved Mutant Mayhem. He called me, he said, "Oh
Really,
my God, this is great." Yeah, he loved it.
that's so cool.
Yeah,
It's like your son and I, we both have something in common. We love the same movie.
that's right. You do. And he has a YouTube channel as well with his friends. So good
Oh,
for you.
oh, does he?
He has a YouTube channel called Good Vibes Gaming. Um,
Good Vibes Gaming.
Good Vibes Gaming, because he's in the gaming business.
I'm just about to write it down in my notes in case I
Yeah, great.
forget the
Go
name.
ahead.
Good
Thank you.
Vibes
That's good.
Gaming, and it's saved in my notes.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. What's your next question?
I think it was related to the first question. What was the first animated film or TV show you took part in, and what was your experience like?
Well, the first ones I did, as I said, were G.I. Joe and Transformers, and then I started, I think, gosh, Johnny Quest and oh my goodness, all kinds of stuff at Hanna-Barbera, Snorks and Smurfs, and then I started doing working on the Disney Afternoon. Um, oh gosh, Darkwing Duck and um, Gummy Bears and Chip and Dale and Goof Troop. Oh, it was all huge fun, huge fun.
And the list is long, like
Yeah,
the size of my arm.
boy, no kidding. And thank goodness I every now and then I'll have a look at my IMDb, and I've been very, very fortunate, Seb, to work on a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah, I looked at the IMDb page and the last time we spoke back in London, and I already asked you about the Bobble character from the Tinkerbell movies. find
Yeah. Oh, that was
except for
great.
this
I love that guy. In fact, your background kind of looks like
Pixie
some.
Hollow.
Yeah, your background kind of looks like Pixie Hollow in the pictures I sign.
It was one of the chosen backgrounds in the settings on my Zoom account.
It's cool. It looks great. But
So I
yeah,
thought,
the Tinkerbell movies were a blast. Wonderful actors. Um, I get to work with Jeff Bennett, who's the other character named Clank, and we have a
like,
great time.
both the English and Scottish very,
That's right. I'm the
and
Scottish guy, and Jeff is the British guy.
yeah, how were you able to train your voice for the character of Bobble? Because it
Well,
nearly sounded like David Tennant at first.
good. Well, that's very kind of you. On high praise. I love David Tennant. I'm a huge David Tennant fan. Um, I I just work on it. It's my job. I've been doing it a long, long time, and you could do it too. If you'd been doing it as long as I have, you could probably just slip right into it. It'd be no, but I can't do what you do. So
Mm,
you work really hard at your job, and I'm sure that it would take me a long time to figure it out.
very. Anyways, I think I've already asked you that, but how were you able to train your voice for the many different characters you have voiced? And I've already mentioned Bobble.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's just because it's my job, Seb. I've been doing it a long time, and when I get hired to do another character on a brand new show or a movie or a video game, then I work with writers and producers who have ideas about how they'd like this character to sound and what kind of personality they'd like to have the character to have, display, how this character relates to the others in the story. And it's an acting job like any other. I will read the information, and often we kind of tweak it as we go along until we really nail it. Um, and if you do a show that you last a long time, like Pinky and the Brain, for instance, Pinky
Mm,
sounds a little different from the very beginning episodes and then until later, and that's not unusual. If you listen to the first 10 or 15 episodes of Bugs Bunny from, God, the 50s, or maybe in the 40s, Bugs sounds a little bit different than he does from the 60s and 70s. But it's just an acting job, and I have lots of people who help me get it right. I don't draw them and I don't write them. I'm just a part of the equation.
wow, that's a lot of interesting stuff there.
Thank you.
And it's also been a long time since I've done these virtual chats. Like the first one I've ever done during coronavirus pandemic was with your partner Jim Cummings, a partner in
Oh, yeah.
and I've seen you on the podcast with him, doing
Yeah.
that United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica
Right. With
food
Jimmy
thing.
and Right, with Jim and Bill Farmer. So we had
Yes, that's the one.
yeah, we had Darkwing and Goofy and Yakko. It was pretty fun.
Mhm. Yeah, the segment was on TikTok, and I quite enjoyed it.
Right. Thank you very much. I had a great time. They're both good friends, and we always have fun when we're together.
All right. And what are your top five favorite characters you have voiced throughout your whole career?
Well, I would have to say uh, Raphael, Donatello, both turtles,
Mm,
Yakko, Pinky, and Carl Weezer. I think those are my five favorites.
it's hard to remember those names from the back of my brain, but I'm glad you told me all of that.
Well, you're welcome. That's it. It's my pleasure, Seb.
Yeah, and you speaking of Donatello, I still have that autograph that you gave to me from London.
Good. I'm so glad. I hope you enjoyed. It was great fun meeting you.
Yeah, and it was the Donatello from 2007, the Tina
Yeah.
Magazine film. It was the one with Sarah Jessica Parker or Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think. Uh,
Well, the one that I worked on where I was Donatello was 2012 when that one started, and that was with Mae Whitman and Sean Astin and Seth Green and Greg Sipes and Hoon Lee was Master Splinter and Kevin Michael Richardson was Shredder. And I think Jason Biggs was in that one first for a little bit of time too. So it was a lot of really fun people.
So cool. What career achievement are you the most proud of? I think it's similar to the other questions that I've mentioned.
Gosh, boy, I think just being able to work and still remain relevant uh, this long into my career. I've been in Hollywood for 46 years, so to still be able to be working and having meeting nice people like you in person and online, and being able to work on things that people still enjoy is that's a really big deal. A big that I think the fact that I'm still able to work and entertain people and enjoy meeting them, and they seem to enjoy meeting me. I think that's probably my favorite achievement. I'm still here.
And yet you are still here.
Yeah.
Like it. And for those who want to be a voice actor like yourself and Jim and Bill and all the other people you have worked with, for those who want to be a voice actor in the future, do you have any advice on anyone who could be a future voice actor?
Yes. First of all, it's all about acting. The people whom we've been discussing, uh, Jim Cummings, Bill Farmer, all those folks, all of us, Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, all of us started as actors or musicians or singers or stand-up comics doing improv, things like that. So it's about acting. Um, so what I recommend for people to do is act, do community theater, or sing at church, or get involved with theater at school or university. Um, do improv. Uh, there are generally improv groups in most major cities, and if not, you can create your own. There are two really good resources for young folks that might help them. They're both free. One of which is a website called I Want to Be a Voice Actor.com. And
Mhm.
that is by D. Bradley Baker, who is just a super gifted actor. And another thing that I love people to watch and listen to is my podcast, and it's called Talkin' Toons with Rob Paulsen. That's spelled Talkin apostrophe Toons, Toons, with Rob Paulsen, and those are available on Spotify. You can listen to a lot of the audio versions on Spotify, and you can listen to um,
The YouTube version of it?
yeah, yes, and you can also there are some examples on YouTube, but you can also watch the on-camera versions that I did for a company called Nerdist, and those are on a place called Pluto TV. Pluto TV is an app that's free, and you can watch Talking Tunes with Rob Paulsen, and I've had Jim Cummings and Bill Farmer, and I've had Maurice LaMarche and Carrie Elways, and oh my gosh, Dante Bosco and Nancy Cartwright and Tara Strong and everybody. It's been great fun.
I think Jim has met some of those same people on his podcast, yourself included.
Yes.
Okay, what's next on my questions book? Um, I got the notebook just recently at a shop in downtown Bath.
Oh, great.
It's in case I don't know what I'm gonna say in different conventions and whatnot.
Yes.
Okay, what is the question you get asked the most during every Comic Con you ever took part in?
I think I'm asked the most is what is my favorite character? And my answer is usually the next one because it means I'm working. But if I had to choose a favorite character now, it's a tough call because I've been so fortunate to work on really fun stuff. But I really like Yakko because I get to sing. And I love Pinky and the Brain because I get to work with Maurice. But all the turtle stuff, I get to be with my other turtle buddies. So I like that too. But I suppose if I had to work on one show the rest of my life, it would probably be Animaniacs because I love the music. And I think singing in character is my favorite thing.
and the song where Yakko does all the nations of the world. I mean, how were you able to do the song going from one country to another?
It's a remarkable piece. It's a great song. And it's a beautiful little uh, piece of animated art. Um, but I live in Hollywood, Seb, and there are so many. I mean, there are zillions of good singers here. I'm not that special in terms of all the singers here. I'm a good singer, but I've been doing it a long time. However, what there aren't are a lot of people who can write that stuff, and that's the secret. It's all like, as the saying goes, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. And that's true. Without good writers, we have nothing. And Randy Rogel, who wrote Yakko's World and Yakko's America, or Wacko's America, and Yakko's Universe, and I'm Cute, and I'm Mad, and oh my goodness, he wrote so many. Uh, that's really where the talent lies. So while I'm good at my job, I couldn't write something like that in a million years. And that's really what's special.
Uh, I just recently watched and heard the Wacko's Universe segment in one of the episodes I've just watched.
Yeah, isn't that a great little song?
Yes. At
Yeah.
first, when this segment began, I was like, it's not Christmas yet. At first, I thought it was going to be a Christmas segment, but it isn't.
That's not, you're right. It's not a Christmas segment. I'm like you. The first time I saw it, I thought, oh, I didn't know they were going to animate it this way. You're right on the money, Seb.
Man. And could you do a little bit of Yakko's Wall for me? Just like a few lyrics?
Sure, I can go United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru,
Wow.
Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, Ecuador, Chile,
That
Brazil,
will do.
Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. There you go.
Wow, that's perfect.
Thank
Now I believe you, and you're the actual
you.
Yakko. And
Thank you.
how was Steven Spielberg able to do animated TV shows? Because
Well, he's Steven Spielberg. He pretty much can do whatever he wants. And he's just a lovely fellow. And I just am so grateful to have been able to work with him on a number of projects. And like I said, if Mr. Spielberg wants to get something done, he knows whom to hire. He's an incredibly bright individual and very nice. And anything that you have the privilege of working on that has Mr. Spielberg's imprimatur, his stamp of approval, you got to work really hard to screw it up. You're going to get the best of everything. So, yeah, that's quite a privilege.
we all love a bit of Steven Spielberg.
Yeah,
He's
that's for
one
sure.
of the
Here, here.
greatest directors of all time. But he recently put out the new Twisters movie. He came on as an executive producer of the film. With
Yeah,
same thing went with the original film. And
that's
have,
right.
have you seen Twisters yet?
I haven't. No, I'm looking forward to it. A friend of mine was in, two friends of mine were in the original one, Helen Hunt and
The late
Carrie
Bill
Elwes.
Paxton.
And Bill. I did not know Bill.
Uh,
I knew Helen and I know Carrie Elwes, both of whom were in that movie, but I did not know Bill Paxton.
yeah, he would have been. He would have liked this new Twisters movie, but he
Yeah,
passed away.
I've heard it turned out really great, and it doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, yeah, you should go check out Twisters for
I
Bill.
will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And next, how would you compare 2D animation to 3D animation as made by studios like Disney, WB Animation, etc.?
Well, obviously the first way you compare them is they look completely different. Obviously, 2D animation is exactly that what that infers. It's two-dimensional. Uh, 3D CGI animation has much more depth. It's not as flat, and that's a show like Jimmy Neutron or Inside Out, shows like that. And as far as I'm concerned, I just like working. I don't know if I have a preference. When both are done at a high level, I enjoy them. I don't really have a problem either way with, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. If the story is good, the performances are good, and the animation is as good as the stories and vice versa, then you've got a great show. Jimmy Neutron was a very smart show.
Mm.
It was a CGI, three-dimensional, 3D, not, th yeah, CGI show, I should say. But it was beautifully written, and I think pretty well performed. And it seems to have lasted pretty well. People really like Carl still, and I'm very grateful for that.
Wow, I like I like that answer. I'll take it.
Thank you.
And let's take a couple minutes break from the questions. I saved two more for later.
Okay.
Ways. Speaking of animated movies, I know you mentioned Inside Out, but have you seen the second movie, Inside Out 2?
I have not. I saw the first one years ago on a plane. I don't watch that many movies because I'm on the road a lot. And when I'm here back in Los Angeles, between trips, I have a tendency to rest a little bit. And I've got a lot of other stuff I have to take care of. I've got things that don't get done when I'm gone. Um, Ordering more pictures for autograph sessions, going to get my car fixed, things like that, things around the house. So I'm pretty busy between things, and if I watch a movie, I generally watch it on TV because I just don't seem to have as much time as I'd like. But I've heard, in fact, I think the latest Inside Out movie has done really well.
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yes. 19 times in total.
Wow, good for
Yeah.
you.
It was all thanks to a cinema membership, a monthly membership. And I could go as many times as I like for the movies that
Man,
are playing.
how great. Good. What a great idea. I'm gonna have to look into that, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. The first time I saw that movie was with my grandmother in Toronto, Canada, in an IMAX theater.
Wow. How much fun was that? Did she enjoy it too?
Yes, she did.
Cool.
I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, but we do know it
Okay.
has four new emotions in it.
Thank you.
But I really mostly liked anxiety and ennui, which is French for boredom. Um,
Yes.
every time I walk out of the cinema, I try to memorize Ennui's lines. Like, she's French, the actress is French as well, whose name I can't pronounce. So I can probably give you a line or two from her. So,
Go ahead.
pardon, excusez-moi. I've been waiting my whole life for this very moment.
That's great, buddy. My whole life for this very moment.
And,
That's
and
great, Sam. Good for you.
the way she controls the console in Riley's mind. She has an iPhone and she controls the console app. I'm like, how are you doing that? And she responds to console app.
She makes you very happy. That's great, man. Good for you. That was really good, Sam. Well
Yeah,
done.
I mean, I can be bored, but never boring.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I can be bored, but never boring.
That's the last line we hear from her at the end.
That's great. That's great.
Yes, I tried my
Plus you
best to
learned a
do.
new word. You learned a new word. Ennui is a very cool word.
Yeah, I looked it up in the dictionary, and that's what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back to the other two questions, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, as we are already halfway through 2024, do you have five of your favorite movies that you have seen so far, or probably at home? I know you've been busy a lot, just like you mentioned.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a bunch of new movies. At home, I've been watching Three Body Problem. I've been watching Franklin. What else did I watch? I've been watching Fallout. I watched, oh gosh, the thing with Kristen Wiig, not The Palace, Palm
Oh,
Royal.
now?
What's
Uh,
that? Palm Royale. Hmm.
yeah,
Very
Apple
good.
TV Plus.
Yeah, I love Kristen Wiig and the other actors. It was really good. Um, and then I watch. old movies every a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of documentaries on rock and roll bands. I'm a big music fan. Yesterday I watched a documentary on Gordon Lightfoot and another one on the making of Yellow Brick Road, which one was when I was a junior in high school. It's a spectacular album. So yeah, I really like a lot of documentaries too.
So do I. The one documentary I liked was the one with about Whitney Houston back in
Oh yeah,
2018, I think.
that was a good one.
That's years before we had the biopic, I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Yes, yes, I both of which were good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I have one more. Before Animaniacs, you also did Tiny Toons in 1990. Is that the right year?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
89 and 90. I think you're correct.
Oh, I only managed to watch How I Spent My Vacation. I saw it on a video ad once and I checked it out. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's very funny. I'm Jonathan Winters and Edie McClurg. Um, Pretty hard to not have a funny movie with those guys.
Yeah, I noticed that your name was spotted in the end credits. I was like, was Rob Paulsen in this movie as well?
Yeah, I played a character called Foul Mouth, and I played a character called who was a hitchhiker, and he was picked up by Plucky and his mom and dad, and he was a pretty scary guy. And then I played a little guy who was a possum who played the banjo and was, or actually, played his
Yeah,
mom on the
yeah, I
banjo.
like that bit.
Yeah, and that was kind of a an homage to a movie called Deliverance, which I loved.
I mean, how was the bunny able to do that with his tongue? I mean,
That's the magic of cartoons, baby. That's exactly how you do it.
the magic of cartoons, baby. I like it.
Thank you.
Anyways, I forgot to put this cap on, so
Oh boy, look at that. Wow, good for you.
I got this from the Disney 100 exhibition next door to the Comic Con the convention that took place in London, the XL
Oh,
Center.
right. Right, I remember that. Yeah.
You've been to the exhibition?
I have not. I've been to Disneyland a lot and Disney World, but I've not been to the exhibition, no.
You would have liked the exhibition, but it's gone now.
Okay.
We've
Well,
already
maybe I'll see it some other day. I hope to come back to London. I love London. It's a great city. I
yeah.
love being.
There's another MCM London event taking place in late October from the
Oh, good,
25th to 27th.
good.
A few actors have already been announced, and two of them, which I'm looking forward to reunite with them, the Ali and AJ Mashalka. They're
Hmm.
a music duo, and they've also been on the Disney Channel before. And
Great. Are you going to get a chance to go to this one too?
yeah, definitely, I'm saving up for it.
Good. Good for you. I hope you have a blast.
Yeah, definitely. About Ali and AJ, I managed to speak with them during quarantine as well. I
Oh, excellent.
think my notebook is out of pages. I think it's out of
You're a
pages.
busy guy.
Because it takes a lot of hard work to come up with these questions a lot.
Oh, I know it does. I'm very thrilled and flattered that you would take the time to ask such nice questions, Seb.
Yeah, definitely. Without spoiling anything, are there any other projects that you have coming up?
I'm working on with some folks on trying to put a new version of my podcast out there. I'm working on a couple of different small projects with other animators and musicians, but nothing that is um, nothing that's really at the moment that's a really big deal in terms of being in production. But what I love doing is going to conventions. I'm doing that a lot. I've got next a week from Thursday, I'll be leaving and I'll be on the road for 5 weeks. I go to 5 different conventions. I've probably done about, I don't know, 8 or 10 this year. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to.
Sorry, I heard your ringtone in the background.
Oh, that's just somebody messaging me.
Oh, apologies if I heard that. Or
No worries.
let's forget that ever happened. So we'll keep it
Okay,
between us.
fair enough.
So which location, like which Comic Con do you enjoy going to the most, like in America?
Well, they're all a blast because for me, as cool as it is to go to the big shows and meet all the famous people, I'm a fan of a lot of these folks. I really go to meet the fans, and I love to find out how people um, relate to all these characters that I and my friends have done. I am consistently humbled beyond my own comprehension to see how deeply characters connect with these people, Seb, and I just can't get enough of it. That's the best part of my job is meeting so many people that uh, have gotten so much joy from all the things that I've done, all the things my friends have done. It's it's quite a remarkable experience to see how much joy folks derive from these characters, and I think the only person who gets more out of it than they are is me. It's really, really fulfilling and very, very humbling.
Wow, that's amazing. And when back about a couple minutes ago when when we mentioned voice acting and like what the secret is to it, I managed to do a few TikToks on how to become a voice actor. You know
Great.
TikTok where we get these voice acting challenges. Have you seen those?
Sure. I've seen those. Yeah.
I think I managed to do one. It was
Oh,
to
good.
one. It was to do with one of the Disney idents that you see on your video cassettes or Disney DVD or whatever. So
Oh,
allow me to show it to you, but first I'll have to take the background out. So bear with
okay.
me.
Go ahead. No problem.
Okay. I'm sorry if you can see the background.
Oh, that's no
So
problem.
here it is. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, sure I can see it. Let's see.
Should you be a voice actor?
Yeah, I
Click
hope
this video
so.
to find out. One script, 15 seconds. This is the Disney Intro Voiceover Challenge.
Okay, let's do it. Let's roll it.
Starting now.
We have our heading.
Oh, I love this one. From the magic within our hearts to the adventure beyond the horizon, there is only one Disney. Like and follow for more.
Good job, Seb.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work to remember these lines.
It does. You did a great job, pal. Great job.
You have to duet or stitch one of these videos to remember all of these lines. And
Sure.
I've done the same thing with lines from Inside Out too.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. Well, it sure is a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely recommend you try that out on your TikTok.
Great. Maybe I will. Thanks, bud.
Wait, you do TikTok?
Yes. I'm on TikTok right now. I'm at Rob Paulsen 311 on TikTok.
All right. I'll be sure to like and follow for more. And just like I
Thank you,
said,
buddy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
welcome. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. After all, it has been a great time speaking to each other twice.
Yeah. Well, let's make it three. Next time I get to England, I hope to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. And
Okay.
take care and enjoy the rest of your time and your travels around America.
Thank you, buddy. And I hope you have a blast at the next Comic Con. And you enjoy yourself. Take care. And thank you
Well,
very much for your wonderful questions. You did a great job.
thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you've seen, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe today and turn on the notifications to be notified on new videos. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.